We're just here on a Thursday morning because we wanted to do like a little sync education video for some people who maybe haven't done like a bunch of stuff in the sync business. Justina and I met in a course where we were learning about music licensing, and then a bunch of the people in Unicorn Sync took a similar course, and so they kind of have like the lay of the land in terms of all the technical stuff. So we just wanted to like do kind of a back and forth and go over some basic stuff. Um, we made a document to share. So if any of the details are confusing, you're like, I didn't get that, or you're more of a reader than a watcher in terms of your learning style, you can check that out. Um, so, yeah, welcome to Unicorn Sync. We're a
Woo-hoo.
music licensing agency. That means we send our music to music supervisors to put it in films and TV and ads, and we kind of try to advocate on your behalf to get your songs licensed. So Justina, what do you feel like is like the most asked question on our Facebook page, or what do we get emailed about the most?
People ask us a lot for one-stop agreements, or like, I don't know, I don't have a one-stop agreement, or where can I find a template? And
Uh-huh.
we end up tagging a lot of people in our Facebook group under, if you go to topics in our Facebook group, it'll just say resources, public resources for Unicorn Sync artists. And there we have several templates. You'll have a template if you have co-writers on your song, and you have a template if you own every part of your song, if it's 200% ownership. So you can download the files there and just fill them out. And that'll have all the information that we need from you.
Yeah, and again, if you're like, I can't remember, what is it? There'll be a document connected to this video and you can check it out. Um, One big request from us for new people joining the group who don't know sort of the etiquette, just try to find the answer. If you have a quick question, like we get a ton of quick questions and it ends up being not very quick for us. And we really want to like focus our time on pitching the songs so that we placements for you, and not on like answering a quick question about this. So if you're not sure, feel free to like post in the group. There's a lot of people in the group who know a ton about sync and all about the technical stuff. So, and then if we have time, we can also answer within the group, and anyone in the group is welcome to answer your question. So, um, yeah, before sending us an email or a message, do your best to like Google it. Take time to figure it out yourself. And if you still can't figure it out, ask another musician in the group or post in the group. Um, and then also email us back when we email you, but please otherwise think before you email. Like ask yourself, is this an essential email? And if we don't reply quickly, it's because we get a ton of emails. And we only have so much bandwidth. So it's not like a personal diss or anything. And it doesn't mean we didn't get the email. Um, and so just emails like, oh, just checking that you got everything, not necessary. Like if we don't have everything from you, you'll definitely get an email. And if you get a placement, we'll send you an email. Yeah, so just be kind of our request would be that you are kind with our time. And also to not DM us on Facebook. I know I don't have Facebook on my phone. It's not like the best way to access me. If you definitely need to get in touch, email is the better thing, but see if you can figure it out. Um, yeah, on your own.
And we know a lot of people will say, like, it's good to ask for what we need, but we actually do get a lot of emails like, hey, what do you guys need? So we will always reach out first. We'll always say, hey, we're looking for this, we need more of this. um yeah, I do
Yeah.
have Facebook on my phone, but that doesn't mean I'm going to respond. So,
um, so what exactly is Unicorn Sync, Justina? One more time.
one more time, we are a music licensing agency, and it's run by us. It's just the two of us. We are the full team. So we pitch our catalog to music supervisors, and we get briefs on the reg. We don't always post our briefs in the group. Sometimes we just get them and it's a quick turnaround. So we send them what we have. And yeah, we really believe in your music and this community. And it's our catalog is growing. We have hundreds and hundreds of songs. We keep getting more and more. And yeah, we're really committed to getting our music, your music, our community's music on TV.
Yeah, and like so we this is people watching this video are on our Facebook page. So what's like the purpose of the Facebook page? What should people put on the Facebook page? What should they not put on the Facebook page?
That's a wonderful question, Elaine. Thanks for asking. So, yeah, so people in our Facebook group, we don't really need to see what you're promoting or an event that you're hosting or things like that. We want to keep our Facebook group clean.
So that people can like realize when there's a brief and they don't get lost.
Right. We want our briefs to be the focus. We want you to see what we need from you so that everyone can have an equal opportunity to submit your best stuff. So yeah, we'd like for you to just keep our wall, keep it clean.
Forgot that it was called a wall. Yeah. Keep the
Facebook
wall.
wall?
So don't put graffiti on the wall. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah. Don't
yeah.
post about like other briefs or like I got this from some other agency because it's our company's page. So yeah. Sync, I just like a brief, yeah, sync refers to the synchronization of music with moving pictures. Um, Music licensing and sync, they mean the same thing. And our
Mhm.
job as an agency is to build relationships with music supervisors. So those are the people who collect and sort through music for particular projects. And those music supervisors present those options to their clients, which is like the directors or the ad execs. Um, yeah, so that's kind of like how it works. Where does
Elaine,
music? Yeah.
oh, I have a question for you this time.
Uh-huh. Please.
So how long does it take to get a placement? How long will it take you to place my song?
Well, it could take anywhere from 1 week to like 5 years. I
Womp
definitely, I mean,
womp.
you and me just got a sync in like an upcoming Amazon show that is soon to be, I don't know, that will be released in 2022, right? And we wrote that song, what was 2 years ago that we released that
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and got it repped and yeah, so that and we haven't gotten any other syncs for that song. Like it, yeah, it can
right.
take a long time.
In our minds, it can be like, oh, that song's collecting dust, that song's old news, but then, then it gets a placement. So don't give up on your songs. Sometimes it takes a
Yeah.
while.
And then just sort of realize that like whatever you're doing right now is the thing that's going to make you money in like probably 2 years, you know? Like that's so keep working so that 2 years from now you have stuff, but there's like a lead time.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
so like it's a long game. Like your best bet for making money in sync as a musician is to make a lot of high quality music. And then most musicians see sync as like a side hustle rather than their main source of income because it's fickle and you don't know when a placement is going to come through. So you don't want to be like, oh, my rent can be paid because you don't know when it's going to happen. Um, yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple of musicians I know out there who are like beasts, but like Tamara Bubble comes to mind, Daraj comes to mind, right? But
Right.
like most people are doing a few different things to
Mm-hmm.
cobble it together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And what percentage does Unicorn Sync take? And are you guys non-exclusive or exclusive? Like, what's the deal?
Oh, well, thank you for asking. So we take 40% of the upfront fee and we don't take any of the back end or publishing and we're non-exclusive. So that means you can have your song, excuse me, repped by other agencies. Um, there's pros and cons to working with a non-exclusive agency or being a non-exclusive agency. Right now, as a new growing company, we prefer to give musicians the flexibility of non-exclusivity and so when we say 40% of the upfront fee and none of the back end, basically when a sync license comes through, say a sync license comes through for like $3,000, that means that Unicorn Sync takes 40% of that. But when your song gets placed in a TV show, you'll also get royalties on the back end. Like every time the show airs, like in a different market, like around the world, you get a bit of money from your PRO, your performance rights organization, and we don't take publishing, we don't take any of that money. There's like the writer side and the publisher side, and you keep all of that. We're not sticking our fingers in that pie. So, yeah.
Nice. Now I'm hungry. Also, Elaine and I are both artists if you don't know us. So we're like on your team fully, we have our own music as well. We like empathize with, the hustle and all it takes to create this music. So we're definitely on your team. We're not trying to stiff you in any way.
No, it's the truth. Um, So, Justina, can you tell me something? What does one stop mean? I keep hearing that word being thrown around. I hear your library is one stop. What even is that?
That is an amazing question. This is probably the most important question you could ask. One stop means that all the rights for the song can be cleared through one person. It's basically like a big permission slip. Anyone who is involved in creating the song, who has writer share, who maybe owns part of the master, has signed off to say, you can pitch my song and you have full permission to use it. It's fully cleared. It can be used, so that you don't have to go around asking for permission once the song has, a license offer.
So, can I just sign a contract that says, yeah, it's one stop, and like forget to ask my co-writer about it, but I signed it?
No, you can't do that. So you need the signature. Great question. You need the signatures of everyone involved as well. So you need their names, their signatures, and you'll also need all their information, like their PRO info, who their publishers are, and all that information can be found in the resources in our group. So if you're like, what does that information look like? And you can look at our templates and you can be like, oh, I need this signature, I need this information, I need this number. Because we absolutely cannot pitch your song if we don't have that document from you. It's essential.
Okay, so do you like phone me before you sign off on a placement, or do you just sign off on my behalf?
So yeah, we just sign off on your behalf. If you send us the one stop, our understanding is that you're good for any placement opportunity that we have. So
Okay.
we will not be phoning you to check with you. We're just going to go ahead and get you that placement.
And then we're gonna email you afterwards and be like, you got a placement.
Here's your money on the way. That's right.
Yeah, yeah. Cool.
Cool.
Um, okay, so then there's the whole like, you want to ask me some questions, Justina, about what all this master publishing songwriting means?
Yeah. Can you explain how splits work and what's the master of a song? What does that mean?
Clear even mean?
Yeah.
So when you say to clear the song, it means to get permission to use the song.
Right.
Um, yeah. So the master is the recording of a song. So for example, I have a recording of me singing every day, da, 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 by Buddy Holly. So I co-own that particular recording of me singing. I co-own that with John Navarrete, who created the track and produced the song. So John and I each own 50% of that master recording, but we don't own any of the songwriting or publishing because we didn't write the song. So Buddy Holly and Norman Petty or their estates own the songwriting, and their publisher, Southern Music Publishing, owns the publishing. And that song is an example of one that is not one stop. So I'm never going to pitch it to something that says one stop songs only. And most of the stuff we ask for mostly one stop songs, but sometimes we get briefs looking for specific cover songs. Sometimes we do want cover songs. So we'll give more information in a bit about that. But before we get into that, the master is not the song itself, it's the recording of the song. And the songwriting belongs to whoever wrote the song, and the publishing belongs to whoever publishes the song. And like, what does publish mean? It's a bit murky. We're going to link to an article in the doc about what that means. But for our purposes, most artists are self-published. And so if you're one stop, you have your own publishing entity. And that means you go to your PRO and ask for a publishing entity. If you're with SOCAN, some of the PROs, you don't need a separate publisher. Like I'm Canadian and I'm with SOCAN. And so like all my songwriting and my publishing are under the same, under just Elaine Ryan. Um, some people sign a publishing deal because it might allow them to make better connections and earn money, even though they have to give away their publishing share. So, like if you're able to sign with Warner Chappell or a bigger label and they take your publishing, it might be worth it for you because they have these big connections and they can make you more money. But if you are signed with someone like that, you can't send us your songs because it's no longer one stop because we'd have to phone them up to clear the publishing. So,
Mhm.
um, okay. I'm just gonna give an example of like how splits work. Okay,
Awesome.
so
Bring it.
okay, say you land a placement for an ad, and after the Unicorn Sync commission, you get $10,000. So that money split evenly between the owners of the master and the owners of the song. And so here's the master, here's the song. The song is split into writing and publishing. Um, So let's say you co-wrote the song with a friend and you're both self-published, and then you paid a producer to produce the track, and you didn't give him any of the master because you paid him like a good fee. So you and your co-writer also own the sound recording. So that splits really simply. If $10,000, you each get $5,000, right? So if Justina and I wrote the song, Justina gets 2,500 of the master and she gets 2,500 of the song, and I get the same. Adds up to 5,000 each. Golden.
I'll
In
take
a
it.
different, what's that?
I said, I'll take it.
Okay, okay. Okay, in a different circumstance, let's say you paid the producer like a lower fee and gave them 50% of the master recording. So then like 50% of this belongs to them. So the master owners get 5,000 of the $10,000. So 5,000 is here. So 2,500 goes to the producer, then 1,250 goes to you, 1,250 goes to your co-writer. And then on the other side of the song, the songwriters get 2,500, publishers get 2,500. So you each get 2,500 because you've split it up. That's kind of hard to explain in video form. I made a nice little pie chart in the document.
Love a pie
So
chart.
check out the document. You'll see the pie chart, and hopefully that'll make more sense. Um, yeah, we kind of went over why we needed a one-stop agreement. Yeah.
Yeah.
What happens if they can't get us a one-stop agreement on time? Can we still pitch it?
No, absolutely not. One stop is required. So if we don't have your one stop, we cannot pitch it. We won't make it. We won't make exceptions for that. We can't.
No,
Yeah.
because if yeah, we could get our asses in trouble. So what if I wrote the whole song and recorded it and I own everything?
Then you own 200% and you can find a template back, at the beginning of this video in the topics of our Facebook group, there's a template that says I own 200% of everything. You put in your PRO info, you sign it. And it's also another way for us to cover our asses because even though you created the song all by yourself, we still need all of your PRO info, your publishing info, and your signature that states that.
Yeah. And if you don't know what a PRO is, you got to go look that up. You got to Google it because there's that's like a basic building block of being in sync and being a songwriter. No shame, just Google it so you know what we're talking about.
For sure.
What's a work for hire and why is that important?
A work for hire, Elaine, is a contract that you sign with a producer or musician who plays on your track that releases you from paying them money, extra money, if your song gets placed. So it
Okay, so
means
you pay them up front.
you're paying them up front. You're not paying them if the song gets a placement. Um, and we don't need a work for hire from you guys. You just need that to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
So what about cover songs?
so sometimes music supervisors ask us for cover songs. So you're welcome to submit those in calls for submission. We still need a signed agreement letting us know that the master side is one stop. And you might want to check with tunefind.com to see if the song, like to see if a cover of that song has been used before. Because if it has, it's more likely that the music supervisor will be able to clear the writing and publishing with whatever famous person or big publishing company owns it. Like there's some famous bands that just don't do sync. Like that's part of their like ethics. They don't want to be associated with the brands, their TV shows. They're just being their art is pure. Um, yeah. So those people, you don't want to do covers of their songs. It's kind of a waste of um, time and money if you're trying to get those songs in sync. So yeah, just look it up, see if it's been used, and if it's been used, then it's more likely that it's a good bet. And then
Nice.
I have a question for you, Justina, which is, what is metadata and how do I get it into my track?
Okay. Metadata is all of the information on your track in your track. So who wrote it, what's the title of the song, your album art, any information, your contact info. And the best possible way to get your metadata in your track is to have a subscription with Disco.
Yeah.
So you can do disco.ac is their website, and it's pretty low subscription fees, but this is like the industry standard and makes you look really buttoned up and professional if you send us your songs through Disco and all the metadata is already in the track. Now, if you don't have Disco and you don't want to pay for Disco, you can just Google, what is it? You Google like how to put metadata, how to add metadata to my track. There are plenty of like YouTube videos and things that come up that will talk you through putting that information into the track.
Yeah,
Um,
I think
but
the main
Elaine,
thing, yeah, sorry.
how do you feel when you see someone submit a track that doesn't have that doesn't have any metadata in it? It's just a blank track with no info.
I mean, I'm like, okay, is this really amazing song? And if it's like, this is a really amazing song, I'm like, fine. Okay. I have to go figure out who sent this to me on Disco and like find their email. And then it's some weird email that doesn't have their name in it. And like, so I don't even know who to address the email to. And I'm like, okay, this person doesn't have their stuff together, probably. Like, they probably are going to take forever to get back to me. Like, it's demotivating. And like, I'm willing to make the effort if the music's amazing, but even if the music's amazing, if I'm, I don't know, it's just it makes me not want to sign the song. It makes me not want to pitch the song because it's like gonna be because we have a lot of songs. There's like things that I could choose instead. You know what I mean? And so if the metadata, if I can't find your contact information, then I'm like, meh, pass. You know? Like yeah. So
That's the truth.
basically, yeah, because it's not like yeah, it's not we're not the music supervisor. We're not like there like, "Oh my gosh, I have this scene and this track looks perfect for my scene and I know that I definitely want this track." We're like, "This track sounds great and maybe it could work for a scene, but maybe another one could work." So there's less like yeah, just sort of like the what is it? The cost benefit analysis for us is different. So even if your music is amazing, if the contact information isn't in there, it's like you're not doing yourself any favors. So
Hmm.
like the most important thing for your metadata is to have your email and your name in there. We also would love for you to have your other stuff, your splits in there. That'll just give us warm fuzzy feelings about dealing about like working with you. So yeah.
Yeah, conversely, when we see that tracks have everything in there, it's just like a gift from the
Oh,
heavens.
thank
It's
you for being a pro. Yeah.
awesome.
Um, all right, what else? Can I
So
submit my song to you? Just
you
can
can
I
absolutely.
send it to you on Facebook? Can I like DM you my song?
Nah, that's not a good look. It's just not a good
Yeah.
look to do that. If you want to send
Uh-huh.
me your song, you can. You can email it to us at our email, unicornsync@gmail.com.
Okay.
And it will be filed away in a folder that is titled Unsolicited Submissions, which is not a bad thing. It just
No.
means that it takes us a while to listen to all of them. We will get to it eventually, but it will take a while. It might take a while. It may take even a few months to get to all of them. So
Yeah,
yeah, you're
it's
welcome
kind of
to.
on the lower of the priority. Like the first thing we're gonna do is go through the songs that we're trying to get in for a current brief and pitch the briefs and process those songs. And then we're like, oh, hey, look, we don't have stuff we need to do in the admin world. Let's look at our unsolicited submissions.
Which has
So
only
you're
happened like
better,
once for us.
yeah,
We used to have a
you're
lot of
much
intake.
better waiting for us to make a call for submissions. Then we're more likely to like, well, definitely, if we do a call for submissions and you submit, we're gonna listen. Yeah.
Definitely get our ears on that for sure.
Mhm.
Cool.
Um, so my song is published by someone else and it isn't one stop, but it's like really perfect for your brief. So can you make an exception and just like phone them and share the commission and the split for them or some
Mm-mm.
no?
Sorry, no, not even if you ask nicely.
Why are you
Uh,
being so difficult?
well, the
This
truth
is a piece
is,
of art.
we have a lot of great songs, that could work for any given brief. So we don't have time to make exceptions. And, this is us being really kind. So it's just, it's just the facts. It's how the business works.
Also I'm wondering, you haven't emailed me back and I'm wondering if you hate me.
Trust me, I get it. I have
I
been
get it
there.
too. I think people hate me all the time. It's like, it's been more than 24 hours.
Let's just have a
No,
blanket statement that we don't hate any of you. I think
no.
we could say
And
that,
we
right?
don't, even if we put up these rules up and we give this video and if you break the rules, we don't hate you.
We don't hate
I
you
mean,
at
you
all.
might be a little annoyed. Probably
Right.
more me than Justina because I get annoyed more easily.
It's funny. Well, yeah, no, we don't hate you at all. And we're doing we're prioritizing what we need to prioritize to put your music in a good light, to work for your music and to work for you. So I'm sure you know that. And it's just a reminder that we love you all.
Yeah. Also, like, there's like 750 people right now in the group, right? And just realizing, like, I mean, there's probably like a solid like 400 people in that group who are like super on it, like have done a ton of like sync education. And so like this video is like redundant for you and like you don't even need to be paying attention, right? It's just like when you have 750 people, there's going to be like a dozen who don't know what's going on and who, make a mistake and that's cool. Just, we're not lumping everyone together.
You're all unique unicorns.
Yeah,
You're all
exactly.
special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, can you think of any
Is
other
that it?
questions that come up, Elaine? You've already done so well.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, should I follow up with you? I signed my contract. I sent the thing in Disco. Should I follow up in case you didn't get it? How do I know you got it?
We'll
I
always
mean, I
tell
guess,
you, we'll tell you if we don't have something that we need, but we don't always, but we don't, we're not going to email you if we do have everything we need. We're just
yeah,
assume that if you don't hear from us, that you're good, that everything's all
yeah.
checked out.
Also, if like you're one of those people that Disco's wonky with, like it's okay to send it twice through Disco. I mean, if it's if you're not asking us to write you back, you send it twice. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah. But
Sweet.
generally, emails. I don't know. Most of the time, emails go through. Yeah.
Cool.
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 Yeah.
I know I learned a lot.
Great. Me too.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, you guys. We'll see you around. Is
We'll
that
see
it?
you. I wish there was like a where do unicorns hang out?
In the clouds. I
Clouds.
see
Yeah.
you on cloud
See you
nine.
at the end of the rainbow.
Yes.